Alright guys, so I just opened up my tank and let you see, this is my white tree frog. It's a female. I call it, I know it's a female because usually a male will have a very, see it makes a sound. Usually a male will have a very dark, throat because of all the calling. That's what I read, but I can see that this is pretty white here. Pretty pale, pretty white, and then there's a black marking on her thumb. But this one doesn't have a black marking. I hope you can see. The focus is not good. But anyway, this is my white tree frog. I can see that I'm wearing glove here. I didn't want to. Oh boy, I didn't. Okay, it's visible. Oh my gosh. Oh, shed her skin. I think she was shedding or something. So, look at that. That is gross. That is gross. Anyway, this is her skin. She's shedding her skin. Ugh. Okay, so anyway, let's get back. This is a white tree frog and she's really adorable. It's a female. I'm gonna take it as female, right? But she has very interesting features. You can see that she has not a lump. She has this deform on the back. Her bone structure is not straight. So, but anyway, I like it because she's very interesting. She has a great character. She's very active and feeding. And I call her Bandy because, her structure, bones is not straight. I call her Bandy. She's really cute. Yeah, she can see that she can turn colors. I'm sorry, the light is very strong. You can see that she can turn to green, she can turn to brown. It depends on the mood, it depends on the temperature. So, yeah, she's really awesome. And I feed her cricket, by the way. So I will tell you a bit more on how to take care of a green tree frog. It's pretty easy. Green tree frog can live about 20 years well taken care of. 20 years, previously I had a green tree frog, I think that was a female as well, I think. And she lived about more than 10 years. But it brings me great joy to actually watch her, especially feeding time. She's very clumsy, Green tree frog is actually, they're very lazy, One thing I like about, oh, by the way, another name for green tree frog, it's called dumpy tree frog. She's very lazy. She'll look for food, just, she'll stalk for food, and if anything moves, she'll feed. So I feed her cricket, and I don't feed her every day. I feed her like about 4 times a week. I feed her as much as I can in a day, and 4 times a week or 3 times a week. And that's it, that's all. It's pretty easy to take care of her. Pretty easy to take care of white tree frog, and the maintenance is actually pretty easy. I'm going to show you now of my setup. Okay, let's put her back. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh my gosh. See, I'm wearing gloves, by the way, just to let you know that you should always wear gloves when you're handling a frog, amphibian, because they breathe through their skin. So any little bit of, any toxic in your skin, they'll absorb through their skin. So it's best to either you moist your hands before you handle them, or you can wear a glove like this. So I usually wear a glove. All right, I'm gonna show you the setup now. I think this is the exciting part. Very simple setup. I only have 2 plants in there. I have my fern and I have my, this is the philodendron burle mouse that I just mentioned. And this is the devil ivy, pawpaw thoughts. The setup is actually pretty simple. You can see that the color changes a little bit to brown, and that's the driftwood that she has. And I'm just going to show you a little bit inside. It's water. Water is very important in a frog tank, amphibian tank, because they will drink or they need water to keep them moist, especially through their skin. So that's one thing that you guys have to keep that in mind. Just going to close it a little bit. Show you a side view of this tank. Yeah, ain't she cute, right? Just gonna show you, look at her. So, what I have is just gravel, sand, gravel for my plants to grow, for the roots. I really like the the roots, they're actually growing out then from the plants. And not only that, it actually, you know, anchor into the rock, like this part here. You can see this is anchored to the rock. It's really awesome. I really like that. I really like that. You know, I like the driftwood here. You can see the driftwood. I'll just show you. Yeah, there you go. This is how it looks like. And yeah, setup is pretty easy. I used to have filtration, but I think my filtration is not working anymore. It doesn't work well. But the roots actually absorb the nutrients. I mean the filtration, add extra filtration. So keep the water clean a little bit. Occasionally I'll just top up the water in. Now if it gets too dry, you know, like the roots here, you can see that it resemble the mangrove. So that's my setup. It's pretty easy. I didn't glue anything on, and then I just let it there to grow naturally. Yeah, that's pretty much. Occasionally I would just trim, cut off the plants, you know, just let it grow more vibrant. It was actually growing up pretty tall previously, and I had to cut it off. Alright guys, yeah, that's it. My video is pretty short. I don't want to make it too long. I just want to let you see how I set up a tank like this. In case you want to know, this tank is actually Exo-terra. I believe it's a mini. Yeah, there's a different size mini. I used to have a nano one for my crab tank. This is a mini. I think it's enough to house 1 tree frog. I wouldn't put more than one. I think one should be enough. If you put anything more than one, I think it's kind of too crowded. And I want to keep it simple. And yeah, I think she's fine by herself. You know, she's not a problem. She's not getting any trouble. So I like that. I like the fact. And occasionally I will actually get myself this is called a calcium. It's a bit dark right now, but this is the calcium by Exo-terra as well. You know, unless you're keeping, you know, reptiles, but it's good to have anyway. This is not a problem. And my lighting is here. You see my lighting? This is the same lighting that I did from the other tank. If you watch the other videos about the shrimp tank, you know, the smaller tank, the nano tank I did, the fish tank, I used the same lighting. Chihiro's, I like the lighting because it's automatic. I believe it's, I'm gonna leave the link if you're interested in this lighting. This is just nice, just right for the reason why I get the lighting is because I want the plants to grow. Not so much that it provide vitamin UVB for the frog, but more for the plants. And it set the timer, set the phones on the timer, and then I set about 8 hours, 8 hours per day. In the next videos, yeah, that's it, guys. If you are staying to this far, thank you so much. See you guys.